I am one with my I Am presence. And Holy Christ Self. My personalities, body elemental, and new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment. I pull in my aura so that I am fully contained within Metatron's cosmic egg. And I am now ready for today's message. Greetings, beloveds. It is delightful for me to be able to come to you in a daily manner, as Christmas is now much better at being able to bring these forth to you. It is not that her abilities have changed, or that she has increased in her channeling abilities. It is that she is trusting more, that no matter what her condition or state of being is, that I will come forth and through her with the perfect message for this day as I intended to be. For I am the only one controlling the messages that she brings through. All I ask of her is that she trust in the fact that no matter what her state is, I will bring forth the perfect message for that day. So it is her trust that is increasing. Just as I am asking you to trust more in the messages that you are receiving, whether they be from any other light being or from myself. If you have established a relationship of trust with that being, then it is up to you to trust in the messages that come through. This is the only way to develop trust, is to be trusting. Just as the only way to develop peace is to be in peace, or to develop love is to be in love. It should be quite apparent to you, beloveds, that the only way to become these spiritual aspects which you wish to manifest in your world is simply just to be them. It doesn't mean that you will automatically be 100% peace or 100% trust. It does mean that you will become more trusting simply by spending more time in that vibration. By being trust more often, more frequently, and for a longer duration. Trust will become a more stabilized part of your being. And instead of having fleeting moments of trust, you will have lasting moments of trust, which will continually grow and lengthen as you make the choice to be in trust more often. Remember, beloveds, you are not creating something new within you when you are living in trust or in peace. You are simply becoming that which you truly are by removing the obstacles of the ego that you have placed upon yourself, which have engendered the opposite of that which you wish to be. The nature of the ego is to be mistrusting, to be selfish, to be actively engaged in a myriad of activities, which keeps you distracted from feeling the inner peace that is your nature. And so all I am asking you to do is to relax into the fullness of your true spiritual being, which is already perfect, which is already 100% peace, 100% love, 100% trust, and all of the other spiritual qualities. And so how do you do this, beloveds? It should be quite apparent now that you do it just by doing it. Just by being love and peace in your world, regardless of the events and circumstances in which you find yourself. The ego reacts to the outer world. It responds in a limited, egotistical fashion. This is no longer serving you, beloveds. It is time to remove yourself from a reactive state. It is time for you to make a pause between the time where you first become aware of a situation and you choose your response to it. For instance, someone treats you unkindly or says something very hurtful to you. The ego's response is instantaneous and reactive and does not come out of a place of peace and love. So the idea, beloveds, is to just take a deep breath before you say or react. And in that deep breath, reestablish your connection to your divine self. When you do that correctly, you will feel the peace and the love that is your true nature. And then see what response flows forth from that part of your being. You are the observer, beloveds. You have the ability to observe the difference between the reactive ego and the loving divine presence. At this time, you are both of these. You are both the ego and the divine presence. And out of habit, you usually turn over the response to the ego. It is time to break this habit and turn over the response to the divine self. So take that deep breath. Feel the peace, the love, the joy, whatever aspect of your divine self that it is easiest for you to tune into at this time. And then allow it to bring forth the perfect response to the situation. And it will always be one of love, kindness, and absolute perfection. The ego wants to defend itself. The divine self knows it needs no defense. The divine self knows that when another human being hurts you, that activity comes from their own hurt, and they are acting out of ego. And you need not take this personally, beloveds. You need not feel attacked, for the only part of you that feels attacked is the ego. So if you feel that you have been attacked, let that be a sign that your ego is, at that time, in control of the situation. So it is up to you to take back control of what you choose to say and do in response. And when I say you, I of course mean your divine self. Once you start doing this, beloveds, do not expect to do it perfectly each time. There will be moments when you will find it very difficult to reconnect with your divine self, especially while you are in the energetic presence of the ego that is sending out its negative energy directly at you. But this is part of your work, beloveds. This is one of the activities that only you can do for yourself. But the rewards are great, because the ego voice will become smaller, and the divine voice will become stronger, and it will begin to exert its dominion over you as you grant that dominion to it. Ask your divine self, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, and any time you think of it, to take dominion in your world, so that it is constantly emanating its impulses, its thoughts, its feelings into your aura and into your energy field. then it is up to you, once you have made the request, to know, first of all, that the Divine Presence always responds instantaneously, and then for you to be discerning, to know the difference between the impulses of the ego and the impulses of the Divine Self, and then to follow. That means to manifest through your activity of thought, words, and deeds those divine impulses. The only way that you can become your true self is by being your true self. The best you can from whatever state of consciousness you are inhabiting at this very moment. This is your starting point, beloveds. You cannot change the past that has brought you to this point. You can change the future by making the decision to be the best that you can be in this now moment. And if you should fail, that is quite all right. Just try and try again. Each time, giving over the lower ego self to the higher divine self. And remember, beloveds, it is only a difference in frequency. It is a difference in which band of frequencies you are choosing to emit at any given time. The full spectrum always exists. Every part of your being, from the lowest to the highest, is right now in existence. But you are choosing to emit through a rather narrow band of frequencies that you currently believe are available to you. So remember that the full spectrum of frequencies is available right now for you to manifest through and with. But that is where you have total free will as to which band of frequencies you choose to emit at any given moment. Just like a radio can access the full band of radio stations, but you, as the operator of the radio, choose the one that you wish to listen to. It is actually the exact same way with the various levels of your own being. I hope that this is clear and easy for you to understand, beloveds. For I do not wish to confuse you in any manner. I simply wish you to know that the divine perfection is constantly available for you to manifest at all times and in all situations. But you are the one that has full control as to which band you are tuning into and then choosing to emit. I wish you all to make the choice of tuning your inner radio to the divine frequencies, so that you are constantly being filled with the perfect love and light that is always available to you. It is my wish that your hearts become light with joy, and that your beings begin to shine with the greatest light this planet has ever known. This is your destiny, beloveds. This is your mission. I thank you for listening to these videos. I enfold you permanently in all the love and light of my being. I am Metatron.